Who's a sick panda? I'm a sick panda. Who's a sick panda? Me, I'm a sick panda. If I sound like a dying walrus today in this video, it's brought to you in part by a head cold. This video, it was an idea brought to you in part by this person up here. Thank you so much, Bad Daniel Ortega, for giving me the idea to do this get to know me tag video, because honestly, I did the tag video on my vlogging channel, but I never really thought to do it on this channel. So thank you so much for recommending the video, and let's get into the tag. So I have a bunch of questions up here on the screen, and I'm going to pick and choose from a lot of them, but the first ones that I want to be able to tell you guys first, so you guys get to know me a little bit more, just some of like the basic stuff, you know, like where was I born, do I have a middle name, you know, how old am I, do I have cats and dogs, do I like tea or coffee, you guys already know that. I was born in New Jersey, and a little fun fact about where I live, whenever I lived in Jersey, I lived about half an hour from Bill Gates. It was half an hour to an hour from Bill Gates, and I lived an hour away from Manhattan. And I would go to Manhattan constantly because my mom always had work there, so I would always go with her to Manhattan every day of the week besides Saturdays and Sundays. Currently 25 years old, and my birthday is on October 17th, and I was born in 1992. My favorite animal is a panda. My favorite color is lavender. Now, where do I live currently? I currently live in upstate New York. Where will I be living in the future? I will be living in Saratoga Springs, New York later on this year. Next question is, what was one of the most embarrassing things that I can ever remember doing? I had a friend, a childhood friend, growing up. Sadly, we don't speak anymore, but whenever I was a little kid, we're gonna call him Patrick. It's funny because that's not even his name. I don't know why I'm laughing. But yeah, I ran up to him one time when I was like 7 years old. He was 8 and I was 7, and I ran up to him and I hugged him, and I was like, "Do you know, Patrick, that I really, 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 really like you?" The 7-year-old me. Horn dog. The next question to get to know me is, what is the scariest real life experience that I've ever had? Oh man. I've had a few. And one of them had to have been I almost died in my sleep. I'm not even joking whenever I say that. I had an asthma attack whenever I was a young kid, and I don't remember a lot of it, but my parents would always try to keep me awake whenever I would have asthma attacks, because if it gets bad enough, you can technically die in your sleep. I don't know how that's possible, or how you would not jolt yourself awake fast enough to know that that's possible, but yeah, I almost died in my sleep when I was really young because of an asthma attack. There are other scary experiences, like I've been in like several car accidents, there's several things in my life that have been scary. I remember one time whenever I was 23 years old and I got to experience going into a drug den for the first time. I'm not joking about that either. Let's just say whenever I used to smoke pot a couple of years ago, one of my friends who I was with at the time, who I'm not friends with anymore for obvious reasons, he and I went into this place to get set pot, and it was basically a drug den where people were shooting up heroin and having crack and doing all that kind of stuff, and that was one of the reasons why I left Pennsylvania and I left that entire area, was because I just didn't like it. I didn't associate with it anymore, and it just disgusted me. So there's something to get to know your huggable hipster. Next question is, are you afraid of the dark? No, I'm not afraid of the dark. I love the dark. Sometimes we'll get power outages here because this is a very old house. It was made back in, I think, the mid to late 1800s, and we had power outages, and it doesn't scare me. I enjoy power outages, actually. Not because of the power outage itself, but just the silence of the entire, I don't know, just the ambiance and silence of being in the dark. It's peaceful. This is another question that I picked up from the YouTube tags. It's, does your hometown have any stories or legends? And I lived in Jersey growing up, so we had like the Jersey Devil and everything like that, and we had the, what was it? The barrels, something. It was a forest that you go into where the Jersey Devil was apparently born and everything like that. There's several ghost stories surrounding actually the area that I lived in. I lived about like 10 minutes away from Clinton, New Jersey, if any of you guys know where that is. And there's just like this one bridge that goes, I think, on 78, and you take that road, but if you take like a back road, there's like a bridge you can go over, and a lot of people have seen ghosts there at night, and a lot of people have heard this like one story of like a ghost passing through their windows and their cars and everything. It's a really creepy story. I'll have to look it up and put it in the comments if I end up finding it. I saw it online on a YouTube video, and it made me like really intrigued with my hometown again. So next question is, what is a nickname that only your family calls you? Now, my mom calls me just little one because I'm always her little one. Sometimes her curvy little one. She likes to joke around. But let's see, my dad has a nickname for me, and it's a Hebrew nickname called Bubashita, and it also means little one. Actually, she has the English version where she just says little one, but Bubashita literally means of a little one, and it's just a cute nickname that my dad said he called me ever since I was born. Now, the next one is, what is a weird habit of yours? And mine is always cleaning off any lipstick that I have on a glass. If I'm drinking coffee and I have lipstick on, I will wipe the lipstick off continuously. Like anytime I take a sip, I will wipe my lipstick off. I don't know why. I think it started whenever I saw The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which, by the way, amazing movie. Those who have not seen it, in my community, please, you have to go and see it. Really, really good. Yeah, I think I got it from there because of one scene where she is, hashtag spoilers, by the way, where she is in disguise. She takes a sip of her tea and she wipes her lipstick off. I was like, that's really interesting. And also very cleanly too. So for some reason I just picked up on it, and I've been doing it ever since. It's a song that you secretly like to blast and belt out when you are alone. You guys really want to go there? Yes, I like Justin Bieber, okay? Shut up. What is one of your biggest pet peeves? My biggest pet peeve is lying. I cannot stand people who lie. Also, I can't stand people who kind of like unnecessarily brag, but they're like, they're humble bragging in a way. It's so weird and it's so cringeworthy. Like, I'll see someone be like, there was a certain YouTuber who I used to watch, and they were like, oh, we just delivered to charity, aren't we awesome? It's like, you're supposed to do charity because you want to, not because you have to, okay? Shut up. Nervous habit of yours. Oh, I tap my leg. I'll do this. I will tap my leg. I will do this. I will do this whenever I get nervous, and then my foundation comes off. I will walk around in circles. Like, that's just a nervous habit. Like, all nervous habits of mine, I will, like, just be incredibly energetic. Whenever I'm nervous, I just get full of energy. And especially like if I were performing a concert or if I were doing a show acoustically or something like that a couple of years ago, I would get nervous and I would get butterflies in my stomach, so I would just like jump in place, or I would just run, or I would just walk. Like, it's so much, like, I would get so nervous. What's a phrase or exclamation you always say? No. That's something I always say, like, no, are you serious? Like, for real? Like, no, are you serious? And for real. Like, those are things that I usually say. And these are just like little simple questions, but I feel like the simple ones are always the ones that go unnoticed. So what are your vital stats? I'm assuming it means blood type, so AB positive. Last time I was told by a doctor what my blood type was, it was AB positive. What is my star sign? I am a Libra. Do I have, or did I ever have braces? Yes, I had braces from the time I was 17 to 20 years old. I had a diastema, I had spaces in here. I'm actually on this side of my mouth, which is my left side. You're seeing it on my right side. My left side of my mouth, I'm genetically missing a tooth on this side. This side is fine, but this side I'm genetically missing a tooth. Do I have any piercings? Yes, I have 2 ear piercings. Do I have any tattoos? No, but I was very close to getting one when I was 18 years old out of just pure rebellion. Now we're going to go into some firsts, so here we go. First kiss. My first kiss. Oh my god. My first kiss wasn't even of my choice. I was actually assaulted. That was my first kiss. It wasn't anything that I chose. What was my first sport? My first sport was Taekwondo, and I ended up getting 2 green belts. And what was your first concert? My first concert was an Alex Band concert, and he is the lead singer and songwriter for the band The Calling. So yeah, that was awesome getting to see him, and I saw him at the Highland Ballroom in August of 2010. Oh my god. Seems like so far away. There's a section over here called Currently, and what are your current things that are happening in your life, current questions, so we're going to answer those next. Currently feeling energetic and wanting to listen to BTS. Single or taken? I am single and ready to act awkward in front of any guy. Currently eating some coffee. Some future questions. Do I want kids? No. Do I want to be married? Yes. Careers in mind. The one that I'm doing right now, which is YouTube and being a writer. Where do I want to live? Either in... You see, there are so many places I want to live. If I ever got the chance to live in Japan, I would love to live in Japan. If I ever got the chance to live in California, I would love to live in California. But I'm right now, currently New York is my place of, like, the most where I feel home. So I'm going to be living here until I decide to live in either California or Japan someday. Do I believe in God? I believe that there was a creator. I don't strictly believe in calling it a name, because once you call something a name, it gives it an image technically. So I'm all for, you know, believing in what you want to believe, but I'm agnostic. So I believe in the chance that there is something else greater out there, but I'm not, you know, I'm on the fence about it. Do you believe in soulmates? Yes, I do. Now this one was really interesting because this one was a Dirty Secrets tag, and I remember seeing, I think I saw like Trisha Paytas do a little bit of this actually. So what was my first cuss word? The F word. What was my first R-rated movie? I think it was Bones with Snoop Dogg. And I watched that when I was 10 years old. What do I wear to sleep? A t-shirt. Have you ever cheated? No, I've been cheated on. Have you ever had a fantasy dream about a celebrity? Yes. And I'm not saying who. What is your favorite feature on your crush or your significant other? It would have to be their smile. Again, not saying who. And then I'm seeing other tags here, like the boyfriend tag, the gonna make me throw up tag. If you guys want to know, I am Jewish actually. My background is obviously American, then I'm Israeli, Irish, French, Spanish, and Egyptian. And it's a very small percentage of Egyptian because I think it was my great-great-grandfather who was Egyptian and lived in Egypt for most of his life, I think. And it was on my dad's side too, because on my dad's side I got the Israeli, the Spanish and French and Egyptian. On my mom's side, Scottish and Irish. So, hi-dee-di-dee-do. And then just a few more miscellaneous things to throw into the mix. I graduated from St. Francis University, and I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and a triple minor in Communications, Fine Arts, and Philosophy. And I would have had a double major in biology and psychology, but I was too late to, you know, tell the admissions office that I needed a second major, and I didn't take one last class, so I was technically one class shy and lazy. Just me in a nutshell. And I loved college. Like, college was probably one of the best experiences of my life, and one of the best experiences I think I'll ever have, because it's such a time to grow, and it's such a time to, you know, figure out who you are and what you want to do. And I figured out my career and everything that I want to do just in like the last year alone. I mean, the first, you know, few years that I was there, because I was there for 6 years doing my degree, and I got so much out of it, and you know, I'm qualified to do so much with it that, you know, St. Francis has really helped me, and it's done a lot for me. Because right now I'm qualified to be a drug and alcohol counselor, I'm qualified to be a medical assistant, I'm qualified to do all sorts of stuff. So yeah, if YouTube, God forbid, you know, doesn't work out for one reason or another, I have several backups that I can go to. Which actually leads to another question. What would I be doing if I weren't a YouTuber? And I would most likely be a psychologist. I would most likely do either psychiatry or psychology, most likely psychology. I would probably do existential psychology, which really fascinates me, incorporate music therapy within that. So that would probably be something I would be doing. Or I would be a magazine writer. Most definitely. Working for Vogue or Rolling Stones. But those were the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was such a great idea. Thank you again to Bad Daniel Ortega for suggesting it. I really, really appreciate it. But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe over here. And if you guys want to see anything else I've ever done, be sure to click or tap right over here. Stay casually nerdy, you guys, and I will talk to you all in tomorrow's video. Peace.